Hello, humans. At some point, MrBeast stopped feeling like a YouTuber and became the final boss of content optimization. You watch a video and think, this was built in a lab to hack human nervous systems. Because that is the weird thing about MrBeast. He makes videos that are mathematically difficult to ignore. Blunt titles, huge stakes, aggressive pace, instantly legible concepts. Everything screams, your little monkey brain has been pre-approved for this experience. It does not feel accidental, it feels engineered. He's a machine for manufacturing attention at an industrial scale. And the annoying part is that it works so well, you almost have to respect it. Almost. Because when one man turns YouTube into a physics experiment about human curiosity, you are no longer just watching content. You are watching a system that has learned exactly how your brain opens doors. He sells scale before you even click. One of the smartest things MrBeast does happens before the video starts. He uploads events disguised as thumbnails. Before you click, you already feel the scale. A private island, 100 people, a giant circle, a mountain of cash. A challenge so oversized it looks like a child's dream after too much sugar and capitalism. His titles don't whisper, they slap you with magnitude. This isn't just a guy talking in a room. This is big, expensive, stupid in the most marketable way possible. Scale is emotional. People click because the video feels larger than life. It's a spectacle, and spectacle has gravity. Size is not just a fact, it's a promise. And tragically, it's exactly what the internet loves. He makes every video feel important immediately. Then comes the next trick, and this is where it gets genuinely dangerous for everyone else on the platform. Because MrBeast does not let the video slowly become interesting, he starts like it is already important. There is no sleepy warm-up, no polite little intro, no, hey guys, welcome back, while the viewer quietly dies inside. His videos enter the room already moving, already loud, already carrying stakes, already acting like something meaningful is in motion and you would be stupid to blink. That feeling matters more than people realize. Because most creators treat importance like something they have to build toward. MrBeast treats importance like the entry fee. From the first seconds, the viewer understands that something big is happening, something costly is happening, something competitive is happening, and there will be a payoff if they stay seated. One of the biggest secrets behind MrBeast is that his videos are almost offensively easy to understand. You do not need lore or context. You don't need a PhD in YouTube anthropology. You look at the title, the thumbnail, and your brain immediately gets it. Last to leave wins. Simple. That clarity is one of the most powerful weapons on the platform. Most creators behave like the audience owes them patience, which is adorable and financially irresponsible. MrBeast removes confusion before it even has time to put on its shoes. The viewer knows what the game is, what the stakes are, and why they should care. His content doesn't ask the brain to translate, it just says, consume this immediately. It works because the internet loves two things, huge stakes and zero homework. A lot of creators think mystery has to be complicated. MrBeast understands the exact opposite. Curiosity works best when even a tired 12-year-old with soup for a brain can instantly feel the question. Who wins? Who loses? Who survives? That is it. No intellectual maze. No overloaded concept. No 15 layers of irony choking the life out of the hook. Just one giant clean question the brain can grab and refuse to drop. Simplicity is not laziness, it is precision. Complicated curiosity leaks attention. Simple curiosity traps it. You don't need to admire the concept, you just need the answer. MrBeast is terrifyingly good at building videos around questions so clean you feel rude leaving. He makes you think, fine, I need to know how this ends. Thanks for ruining my afternoon. One of the smartest things MrBeast ever figured out is that people do not just want to watch chaos, they want to imagine themselves inside it. That is why his videos are so sticky. You are not just observing the challenge. Your brain immediately starts playing along like an unpaid contestant. Would I stay in the circle? Would I press the button? Would I take the money? Would I survive the island? Would I sell out early like a coward and then pretend it was the strategic move? That is the magic trick. The viewer is not sitting outside the video. The viewer is mentally entering it. And the moment that happens, the content becomes way harder to leave because now it is not just entertainment. It is a participation fantasy, a little simulation running inside your skull where you test your survival instincts from the safety of a couch. MrBeast videos work because they feel like giant, clean, childishly perfect dreams engineered for maximum brain activation. Win a mountain of cash, survive a ridiculous challenge, live in a store, stay on an island. These are not subtle fantasies. They are the kind of simple, oversized dreams a 12-year-old would invent after 5 minutes alone with a whiteboard and no adult supervision. And that is exactly why they work. MrBeast doesn't build videos around complicated emotional truths. He builds them around huge, stupidly clear desire. Money, victory, survival, selection, escape, reward. The dreams are basic, but they are presented at such ridiculous scale that they stop feeling basic and start feeling mythic. People do not always want realism, sometimes they want giant polished nonsense with the emotional logic of a jackpot machine and the visual energy of a sugar-fueled prophecy. Then comes the part where MrBeast turns retention into a full-blown religion and treats every second of viewer attention like a hostage negotiation. His videos do not want to entertain you politely, they want to trap you in forward motion. Every few seconds, something is happening, changing, escalating, resetting, threatening, promising, or pushing the video into the next beat. There is almost no dead air, because dead air is where thought begins, and thought is where people remember they have free will. MrBeast understands that retention is not just about pace, it is about designing a chain of tiny obligations in the viewer's brain. Now I need to see who loses. Now I need to see what the prize is. Now I need to see if the challenge gets worse. It's a brightly lit tunnel made of stakes and prizes, where the next moment always arrives before you can think to leave. And one huge reason that retention works so well is that MrBeast removes an absurd amount of friction from entertainment. His videos are built so you almost never have to work as a viewer, you do not have to decode the premise, you do not have to sit through useless rambling, everything unnecessary gets stripped away. Confusion gone, delay gone, complication reduced. The entire structure is built to keep you moving with as little resistance as possible, like a water slide designed by someone who studied both dopamine. A lot of content online quietly asks the audience for effort. MrBeast does the opposite. He does all the heavy lifting up front so the viewer can just fall forward with their brain in energy-saving mode. It makes it efficient in a brutal way. He is trying to remove every tiny reason you might leave. And on YouTube, where attention has the lifespan of a wet paper straw, that is borderline illegal levels of effective. Another massive part of MrBeast's popularity is that people don't just watch, they trust the payoff. That trust is vital on a platform full of titles that promise revelation but deliver absolutely nothing. With MrBeast, the viewer clicks already expecting the reward to be real. Something big will happen, someone will win. The challenge will escalate, the prize will matter. The video will actually cash the check it wrote in the thumbnail. That reliability is huge. Once people trust the payoff, they stop hesitating, they stop negotiating. They stop hovering over videos like nervous little accountants of their own attention. They just click, because they've been trained to believe the time investment is worth it. On YouTube, where disappointment is the default climate, that trust is ridiculously powerful. Every new upload becomes less of a gamble and more of a habit. MrBeast also pulled off a very weird branding trick that most people do not even consciously notice. His videos are often ruthless, but he still comes out looking generous. People lose. People get eliminated. Whole videos are built on pressure, competition, and public failure. And yet the emotional aftertaste is still, wow, what a generous guy. That is insanely smart. Because he wrapped harsh game mechanics inside the image of abundance. The system can be brutal, but the brand still feels positive, exciting, even wholesome. You are watching people get filtered out of giant money machines, but the overall vibe still says kindness, opportunity, and fun. That combination matters because it makes the content feel intense without feeling cruel. MrBeast figured out how to make spectacle feel benevolent, which is honestly one of the most effective and slightly terrifying branding moves on the entire platform. And this leads to one of the smartest structural advantages in the whole MrBeast machine, which is that his channel minimizes personal friction. A lot of creators depend heavily on you loving them as a person. Their humor, their worldview, their voice, their little mannerisms, their face doing whatever their face does. If you do not connect with them personally, the content loses half its power. MrBeast built something different. You do not need a deep emotional bond with Jimmy as a complex artistic soul to understand why the video works. The format carries so much of the weight that the content can function. Even if your relationship to him is basically, yes, that is the loud challenge man with too much money and a terrifying grasp of attention economics. That is a huge advantage for scale. Another huge reason MrBeast became this big is that his content works almost everywhere. YouTube is local by nature. Local humor, local references, local slang, local context. MrBeast built videos that barely need any of that. You don't need a niche subculture to know what's happening. Big prize, big challenge, big stakes, big emotion. That language is international. Win money is universal. Last one standing is universal. Giant spectacle with obvious rules is universal. And that matters because fewer cultural barriers mean a bigger spread. MrBeast does not rely on subtlety. He relies on clarity so strong it can survive translation, dubbing, and the general violence of the global internet. His content is exportable. It travels like a fast food menu for attention. You may not know the language, but you understand a man standing next to too much money. And by this point, the weird truth is that MrBeast barely feels like just a person anymore. He feels like a format. That is one of the biggest secrets of his popularity. People are not only clicking because they want Jimmy specifically, but because the format itself already promises a result. Big concept, clear stakes, fast pace, huge payoff. The system is strong enough that the channel starts behaving less like one man's personal expression and more like a repeatable entertainment engine. And that is incredibly powerful because formats scale better than vibes. Formats can grow, translate, expand, clone, and survive without depending entirely on fragile personal charisma. MrBeast still matters as the face, obviously, but at this level, he is also a symbol for a machine people already trust. He is not just a creator anymore. He is basically the human logo for a factory that manufactures highly optimized spectacle. So here is the verdict. The secret behind MrBeast's popularity is not one magical trick. It is a whole system built with terrifying precision. He sells scale before the click. He makes every video feel important immediately. He builds concepts that are instantly understandable. He keeps curiosity simple enough to grab the brain without slowing it down. He turns watching into participation fantasy. He packages giant childish dreams at absurd scale. He treats retention like religion. He removes friction from entertainment. He earns trust that the payoff will actually be worth it. He wraps ruthless competition inside a generous brand. He minimizes personal friction. He makes content that travels globally. That is why MrBeast is so popular. He did not just learn how to make viral videos. He learned how to build content that is mathematically hard to ignore. Subscribe, please. I'm literally working after death.